Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot with a spirit message. I wasn't actually going to do one this week, but when I was filming my Lenormand Week Ahead video, there was a spirit that come through in the scrying part of the video, and it was an older gentleman that had a hat that I felt always used to, doff their cap, always used to take the hat off and bow to people. So, and then I also saw a hooded, cloaked figure at the end of a rainbow. And a rainbow, when I see rainbows, I know that that's an actual spirit message for myself and also for my dear friend Evie, Fairy Rain Whispers. That's kind of become our kind of catchphrase or key phrase for spirit when the rainbow appears. So I'm actually going to be using a new deck. I was given this deck, the Wisdom Keepers Oracle Deck and Inner Guidance Guidebook by the lovely Nina, my bestie. And when I first saw it, I thought this would be absolutely awesome to do spirit messages with. So I've actually shuffled and cut the cards. So bear in mind, I finished my Lenormand Week Ahead video and I said I saw this man, with an older man with a hat that always used to take it off and bow. And this is the card that came up that I chose, and as you can see, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? It's an actually older gentleman who is wearing a hat. So I thought that was pretty damn amazing that actually turned up for the pulling the card. So, as I said, I did feel that he had a hat. He always constantly used to take it off and bow. As you can see, this is a Oriental gentleman who's wearing a cap, so I do feel like that this person has come through for someone to let them know that they are still with you, that they love you, and they are still taking off their hat. I just keep seeing this taking off this hat and this bowing all the time. Now the initials that I got some letters come up in my scrying, and it was H, Y, V, and C. So I don't know if any of these initials have anything to do with this gentleman that turned up. And I also saw on the scrying a snail, and I felt like that's for some of you out there was something that was going on at a snail's pace that you wish you'd hurry up. And as you will see, the keyword on this is patience. So I feel like that snail message was actually for whoever it is that this spirit has come forward for. So I feel like that was his message to let you know is to have patience. I feel like this gentleman had a lot of patience. He was one of the most patient people that you would ever meet. I see him in front of, I feel like he may have owned a shop. I kind of feel him, I don't even know if it is a shop, but I see him sitting in front of a darkened doorway, and I see baskets around him. Actually, they almost look like baskets full of garlic cloves. So maybe he sold garlic, or he just really, really loved garlic in his cooking. But that's what I said. I see him sorting through things. So I don't know. Did that come out? Sorting through things. Yeah. But they look to be white. So I just, just something that garlic came to mind for that particular thing. So I feel like that snail's pace message was for you, because his keyword is patience. Because usually with keywords, if I have a deck that's got keywords, I usually cut them off. But I felt like that they could be an important factor when to be using these cards for spirit messages. And I feel like, this has just proved it, to actually pull out this card is absolutely amazing. I've actually got it leaning up against my computer here as well as enlarged on the screen. So that's what I see him. I feel like he was very good at sorting things. Maybe that's why I'm seeing the sorting. I think he used to sort things through. He was very meticulous. He was very, just very meticulous in what he did. And I see him wearing, so I do see him like wearing a hat like that, but I do see him wearing really loose, baggy, almost frayed blue slacks, but with really wide legs, white runners, and a darker blue shirt, which could be denim. That's what I'm seeing him as. But I'm seeing him as slightly younger. He had black hair, so even though this one has got the grey beard, I feel like how I'm seeing him, you can see some black hair peeking out of his cap and a black beard, very almost identical to the one that's on the card. It's quite amazing. So for some reason he's showing me when he was a bit younger. For some reason, I don't know. And I see him, and there's 4 steps going down from this actual doorway, and but the steps, you can't see the end of them, so the steps might have gone all along a street like that, and it seems to be quite high up. There's 4 or 5 steps that are going up that he's sitting on. He's sorting through these things, these baskets of things. And I do feel like he was always smiling, just like this actual card. I feel like he was a very happy person, and he was very patient. I think that's why the word, if there was one word to describe him, it would be patient. He was a very patient man. Just trying to think. I think he might have liked to fish. I'm seeing his fingers now, so he's showing me when he's a little bit older, but all I can see is his hands, and they look very gnarled and twisted from arthritis. So I think as he got older, he suffered a lot of discomfort in his hands, but it did not stop him from doing things. He still used to, I feel he did fish, because now I'm seeing a fishing net, so he still used to fish as well. He didn't let that stop him. I feel like he was one where he used to cast out a net on a boat, just by himself. I just see a very plain boat. And the water is very, very flat. So wherever it was that he fished, it was very, very flat. So it was almost just like walking on a footpath to walk on the boat. It was really, really flat. I'm going to actually hold the card. Sometimes when I hold the card, it helps me tune in as well. I feel like where he left was very hot, because this card just heated right up. Hot and humid. Very hot and humid, but he loved it. And no matter how hot it was, he always wore that denim shirt. I'm seeing it both with short sleeves and long sleeves. So he might have had the same shirt, like the material, but made out a few. He made a few shirts out of the same material. Because I see the shirt rolled up, and I also see it just as short sleeves as well. But I feel like it was kind of humid there. But he still wore. He tended to wear the same clothes day in, day out, much to the mortification of his family. Very happy, always laughing. Always when anybody went by, he's always taking off his hat and smiling and doing a little bow. And I think animals were attracted to him, and I see a small cat. It looks like a black cat, but it's got a white chest. Maybe one of them tuxedo cats on the left side of him. On the left-hand side. So I feel like he had a cat that used to sit. I feel like animals were attracted to him very much because of his kind countenance. He was very much an animal lover, very, very much so. And I feel that if he had any extra fish, he would give them away. Not only did he feed this cat and maybe other cats that were around, but I also feel like that if he felt somebody out there needed a good feed, he would actually give his catch away. He would actually give some fish to people who needed it. I feel like young children, he loved young children, and they loved him as well. He always found time. He always found time for them. He found time for everybody. He had all the time in the world for people. He really did. He really loved people and animals and loved life. I feel like the way he passed, because what I'm seeing now is his skin has gone very yellow, and I think it might have had something to do with his liver. I see very yellow skin, so he might have had liver problems that in the end is what caused him to pass. But I think that he did live to quite an old age as well. I'm getting between 80 and 89, hovering up to more towards the 89. That's what I'm feeling like. Now, even though there's an age, he could have even passed in 1989. It could have been a long, long time ago. But for some reason, he has stepped forward now because one of his relatives really, really need. And I'm saying granddaughter come to my mind straight away. He wants to get in touch with his granddaughter. He wants his granddaughter to know that he's still there watching out for her. That's what it is. And I'm seeing a baby now, and I'm seeing a laughing baby. And I feel like that his granddaughter may have either recently had a child, or when her child was a baby, used to laugh a lot at nothing, so she thought, but that was him. that was her grandfather. It was definitely her grandfather. It was her grandfather making this baby laugh because the baby could see him. And if this child has gotten older, or if it still is a baby, when he gets older, he might actually, he or she, I can't really tell if it's a he or she, might actually tell you that they see your grandfather. What else? I'll just look at the card. I always have the card blown up on my screen, so I'm not going to constantly looking down. I think that's it. I think that's all I'm getting. But it looks like patience is a key word. Patience is a very much something that you need to practice. So yeah, I'll put that one down now. But I thought these are really good. And I think I might do a couple because I think I'll release this one on Halloween. I mean, why not? Why not? Let's pull out another card. This is really good. I'll just see if I get anything else. So there's another spirit who would like. Oh, that one come out right away. Okay, so this one we have precision on this one, and again I'll put the actual card up on the screen, but now I'm just because I haven't got it. So what I'm attracted straight away is the tree in the middle of the forehead. It's a bit hard to tell if this is a woman or a man. They kind of look both, like the hematite just came into my head as well. But I'm really attracted to the tree, so I felt like that this particular spirit loved to garden, and I feel like that this spirit's ashes were had actually. Ooh, all right, hold on, slow down. When they were alive, they had a special tree that they used to like to connect to, much like I do on my morning walks. And I feel like that their ashes were scattered there, or they were buried underneath this particular tree. But I feel like that they really loved to garden. And I feel like this was a grandmother type. Now, okay, so I'm getting a grandmother. I don't know why I had hematite. Maybe, oh, okay, because sometimes this, oh, this is really weird. Sometimes this spirit liked to dress as a man, and sometimes used to like to dress as a woman. And I think she liked to have this shock factor about. She liked shocking people, but she loved to garden. And I do feel like she was a grandmother as well. But my hands are really quite numb and aching now. They feel really weird actually. So I don't know if she gardened that much that she permanently damaged her hands, or her hands become damaged. Maybe she could have suffered a stroke. And lost the use of her hands, and she couldn't garden, which really killed her. She absolutely adored being in the garden. And I feel like, because I'm very attracted, you can see this sort of a thickness at the throat. I think it gave her trouble speaking. Not only did it take away her love of gardening, but her speech as well. I don't think she lasted very long once she had this stroke. But I'm seeing, I still keep getting the word grandmother. So it's somebody's grandmother. So it looks like grandparents are coming through here. But this picture looks quite young as well. So I feel like that even when she grew old, she had this very youthful look about her as well. Had a very youthful exuberance for life. She did not act her age, much like myself and my husband. She had a real love of nature and the garden. She loved to garden, and she tells me she still gardens on the other side. And my tree's spirit is here. Now this is really interesting. And when I get emotional, I know that I've hit the nail on the head and something. When I go for a walk, my morning walks, this tree that I've got a connection with, Oscar used to love rummaging around it. It was one of his stops, he's one of his little pea stops. And I talk to this tree in my mind, and I say that if your spirit is on the other side, because I kind of believe that, this is going to sound out there, but I kind of believe that the trees and plants here have a spiritual part of them on the other side. And I often say to this tree that send my dog some love to me if him and my cat are sitting underneath you on the other side. And now she has just told me that her tree's spirit is on the other side. So I believe that has like a confirmation for me. And I know that sounds like real woo-woo and out there, but I honestly believe that. I believe that that there is, that my tree's spirit, he has got, there's another part of him on another side, another dimension on wherever that is where we go and we die. And I often feel that both my dog and my cat are together underneath this tree. Now, also on this tree, I've just noticed there's a figure of somebody, much like the hanged man, but standing up, leaning against it. It looks like a yoga pose. So I feel like that she probably used to do yoga as well. And I feel like that she often used to, when she couldn't garden anymore, she used to sit and lean up against this tree. They used to actually, her family would place her by that tree so she could lean up and feel the strength of it. She's got a really strong bond with this tree. I'm trying to think what it is. A willow tree come to my mind, but I don't think that is. I don't know if it's a willow tree. Because looking at the shape of the tree, it looks, well, it can look a gum tree like mine. Actually, as I said gum tree, I was just noticing the little blossoms around it. It actually looks like gum tree flowers when they flower, like blossoms. So it could be a gum tree. I don't know why willow. Maybe willow. I wonder if that was her name, Willow. I did have a huge willow tree in my own backyard as I grew up. Maybe her name was Willow. I don't know. I do believe she had green. I do believe she very much had these beautiful green eyes and light coloured hair, much like this picture, much like this photo. But I do believe she used to like to shock people. She'd dress as a man, she'd dress as a woman. But I still get grandmother. So whether she was somebody's grandmother or whether she was a grandmother to all, like the kids in the neighbourhood loved her, they were drawn to her. Do you know what I mean? I get that feeling that people were drawn to her. She was a grandmother to all. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. She's a grandmother to all. So, and I feel like I can see little kids too kind of bending down gardening. She may have had a communal garden somewhere where she'd encourage children to come and teach them about plants and things of that nature. And Egypt just come to my mind. I'm just looking at all the, what are they, tattoos or something? Like, I just want to pick up this card and have a better look. But I don't know, maybe she went to Egypt. Maybe she went to Egypt in her youth. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to hold the card now, see if I can get anything else. I feel like she used to like to laugh a lot. And I feel like she's one of those people that would laugh if she saw somebody fall over. And I know that sounds awful, but my husband and I do that all the time. We like nothing better than to watch funny home videos with people falling over. And I feel like she was the same thing. She liked to do the same thing. Excuse me. Actually, I lost my breath, and I feel like she used to laugh that much that she couldn't breathe. It was just what she was. She had a very quirky sense of humour. Always looked like she had a secret smile on her face, that she was always laughing about something on the inside. So I hope I explained that about the tree. It was really hard to explain it, but I do feel that my tree has a spirit side that dwells in the spiritual realm where my pets play around and frolic around, because as soon as I say that, I can see them there. I can see them there. And I feel like she had big rosy cheeks, actually, like this, big rosy cheeks. And I feel like I see her chewing. I think she used to like to chew gum a lot. Actually, you know what just came to mind? Chewing tobacco, of all things. But that just came to my mind as well. America come to my mind. So I think she may have lived in America. I don't often get, like, countries. But yeah, that came to my mind. Even though the previous one looks to be Asian, I don't know if he lived in Asia or not. But I kind of get that vibe as well. So, actually, I just noticed too on the first card that I pulled, it's got the rainbow, and that's what I saw in the crystal as well. So it's quite amazing. I think, okay, I was just going to look at the. Oh, actually, I was looking at the number 62. I think she may have died at actually 62. That number seems to, or 62 is relevant. There's something about the number 62 that might mean something to someone. And it's got precision as well. And what I think this keyword means for her is that she was very precise with things, but people wouldn't know it to look at her. She maybe, she dressed very differently. It looked like everything was just thrown together without any thought, but everything was picked out with very, with precision. Every item that she wore was picked out with a purpose. So I feel like that even though she come across as being very slovenly and untidy, and but it wasn't, her house may have even looked like it was untidy, but on the inside it was immaculate. She was very, very precise with her things, but it was something that she hid rather well. And I'm very attracted to the blue, the colour in her hair. There's different colours. I feel like she may have even put different colours in her hair. I just got the picture of hot pink, so she used to like putting different colours in her hair as well. Even her eyebrows, because I'm attracted to the eyebrows. I think she even coloured her eyebrows. She was one amazing woman. Definitely. Definitely. I get the names Sally and Edith. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. And Moray. That song. That's Amore. That song comes to mind. I don't know what the keywords are. I only know the Fat Pizza one. I can't. I don't want to sing that, but that's Amore. Just come into my mind as well. I wonder if she was Italian. I don't know. Oh, she loved Italian food. I'm not really sure. I think that's it for that particular one. I think that one might be it. I might, you know what? Let's pull another card. Let's do a 3, hey? Let's see what else, because these have worked out way better than I thought. Let's see who else wants to step forward with a message to their loved ones. Ooh, that one come right up too. The number 1 card, freshness. Freshness. So again, they all, even though I think the whole deck, they're all smiling, but I kind of get this, I just want to have a look, 'cause I haven't looked at all the decks. Oh no, not the whole lot is smiling. Most of them are, but this one, I'm just going to prop up the card there. Let's see what I can get. So I do feel like this lady was African, an African woman. And I do feel like that her heart was always in Africa. I feel like she loved Africa. I feel like that she wished that she was there. I don't know if she moved away. I moved away when I was a young child, but her heart was always there. When her parents moved away from Africa, she left her heart behind there. She loved it there. She was quite young, but that's where her spirit is in Africa. She loves, 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 loves. I can't tell you how much. And she always wore the bright, and I've just noticed now the hair, you can just see all the the afro hair and everything behind, and I think she always wore headbands pretty much. I'm getting the feeling with this deck that the pictures that are coming through, that they pretty much looked quite a bit like the characters on the cards, but in, not exactly, but I do feel like that she did have this beautiful afro, and she used to wear colourful headbands to push it back off her face, and I believe she loved to cook. I can see her with colourful caftans on and beautiful, how the African clothes are so gorgeous, gorgeous colours, but I see her cooking in the kitchen, laughing. I feel like she was quite a large woman, and she did wear the big hoops in her earrings, so much so that her ears stretched as well. And I see, and the kitchen she was in, the floor is a white and yellow, pale yellow checkerboard colour, and it looks like it looks like she's standing in a stone type of a doorway that's kind of a yellow, like a very warm sunshine type of a yellow. Not really bright, a pale yellow, but a beautiful yellow. And because, that word freshness is on there, I think that's what she loved. She loved yellow. Yellow was her favourite colour, because even the type of the caftan that I can see, the predominant colour is yellow in it as well. So she liked to mix yellows and reds together with a hint of green. And I see her cooking and I see her laughing. Let's hold the card again. If I can get anything else. Not really. I think that's all I'm going to get out of this one. I think she just. Oh, I'm attracted to the little. It kind of looks like a fruit, doesn't it, in the middle of her forehead. I wonder if there was a favourite fruit that looked like that. I'm thinking dragon fruit. I love dragon fruit. Very hard to get over here in Australia, but when I go to Bali, I eat it every single day. I just love it. But that doesn't look like that though, because it's full of little sort of black pips that that are not hard or anything. You just eat straight through them. Maybe she had a tattoo or something here on her third eye. Maybe she had something tattooed on there. I've just noticed this one's got a gold chain around. I think there was a necklace, but I don't think she wore it. But I think there was a necklace that was important to her, that was given to her by her grandmother, but she didn't want to wear it because she was in fear of losing it. And I think she may have passed this necklace on to someone in the family when she passed away, because I'm really pulled to the necklace now on this particular card. So maybe she did give some jewelry to one of a family member. But that's all I'm getting out of her. I think just that she and her spirit roams the plains of Africa. That come into my head. I can see, what are them big trees called? Are they the bayou trees? You know, the big fat little trunks on them. I see just a silhouette sort of flittering through on plains like that. So perhaps where she lived was quite where they lived before they moved to wherever it is. I don't know where she's moved to, but that's where she is now. That's where her spirit is. She's very, very happy there. And I don't know. She's with her ancestors. That's what she's telling me. So I don't know if her family buried her over there or wherever it is that they were living. I don't know, but that's where her spirit is. That's where her spirit is. And the silhouette that I see, funny enough, is it's just all in black, but I can see the caftan kind of blowing behind her, and she's touching the trees and walking along them. And then as soon as I said that, I can see other black type of silhouettes. So she's definitely with all of her ancestors, and she's very happy now, very happy to be back with them. And all of the ancestors are with her family. They're all watching out over her family. And I think that's it. I think I'll leave it at 3, because I could just keep on going with this deck. I can see this is going to become a real favourite. I had my Old Faithful next to me just in case I couldn't pull anything out of these cards, but they seem to work a treat. So I'll leave it at 3, the magic 3, but I think I'll be using this deck quite a lot. It's absolutely fantastic. You really actually get different things out of it. It's quite amazing. So I hope you've enjoyed all this, and I hope that you have a wonderful Halloween wherever you are in the world. We don't really celebrate it here in Australia. It's just not something that's celebrated, but I do hope for those of you who do, you have a wonderful time, and do take care, everyone, until the next video.